So guys, summer's just around the corner and the heat waves are starting here in San Francisco. Last weekend, Memorial Day weekend, it was really hot. Actually, it was shorts weather, even though I didn't really wear any shorts, because in San Francisco, when it warms up, it's still pretty cool until it really intensifies when there's multiple days of heat. Anyway, it didn't get too hot, but it was pretty warm. But I wanted to do a video today about fragrances that are perfect for summer that are under $30. And I've got 5. It's a top 5, but I have some ties within the top 5 from the same brands. So if you want to find out what these fragrances are, then please stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. That's right, 5 fragrances plus 2 additional honorable mentions for summer that are under $30. These are fragrances that I've been talking about for quite some time. Some of them are much newer than others. These are also fairly unisex, and I'm going to tell you how they lean on the scale of unisex. So some of them are targeted to men and are fairly unisex. Some of them are targeted to women and are fairly unisex, but I feel like a lot of them will be perfect for anyone as long as you enjoy those specific notes. And I'm going to tell you what the notes are in each fragrance. But before we do that, if this is your first time tuning into the channel and you still haven't subscribed to the channel, please click the subscribe button below and also click the bell so that you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. I felt like you guys were asking for a summer cheapie video, and you know what? I thought, I haven't been buying a lot of cheapies, although I did stumble onto several, and I thought let's do a top 5 cheapies, not specifically focusing on a note, just some fragrances that will be perfect for the summer. And I thought, let's combine both men's and women's fragrances that I feel like will be fairly unisex. Then we'll start off with the first one. It's from a house called Lalique. It's called Lalique White, and it's this one right here. This one currently is selling for a 125 ml bottle for 25 bucks. It's really, really inexpensive. And for me, this one actually is a very, very clean scent. It's musky, but there are some spicy elements, and of course there's some aromatic elements there, or touches. And then there's the citrusy touches here. But this one focuses on Petitgrain, the leaves of the orange tree. So if you've ever actually picked a leaf off of the tree and smelled it, you can always break it into half, and right inside that the little oils come out. That is the smell you get a lot here, but it is meshed with black pepper, so there's some spiciness to it. There's bergamot, and then there's also tamarind. The tamarind is pretty prominent as well. You do pick that tamarind up, and as a kid I used to love to eat tamarind. It's very, very sour, the dried tamarind. Add some cedar, nutmeg, and some spicy aromatic notes of cardamom, and it's a winning fragrance. Again, this is actually perfect for summer because it's a clean scent. The name of the fragrance, white, just basically kind of means pure to me, clean and things like that. That's why I feel like this is perfect for summer. Now, this is a men's targeted fragrance. I feel like it's fairly unisex, but if you're going right down the middle, it's slightly masculine leaning. But I think women can totally pull this one off. At first I thought this was a unisex fragrance until I did some research and figured out that it was for men. It's very unisex to me, but it is very clean. It's musky, and of course all those notes that I told you about are very prominent here, and you can totally pull this one off in the summertime. It doesn't have a lot of projection. It does feel like it's more of a subdued scent even when I wear it, but there's some little projection here, and of course when your body temperature rises, then the heat will actually elevate and project a little the fragrance. Anyway, that's Lalique White. It's a great deal, 25 bucks for 125 ml, so it's more bigger than a normal much more juice than a 100 ml bottle and it's really, really inexpensive, 25 bucks, so definitely under $30. This one I always talk about. This is probably one of my favorite cheapies ever. It's a really, really great cheapie, and actually its suggested retail price under $30. It's $28, and they generally put it on sale for different prices. It's gone down to as low as $15, $14. I haven't bought any now, but at one point I had gift cards for this particular store, and I bought several backup bottles because I didn't know what else to do with it. And I'm talking about the White Musk for Men from the Body Shop. And I know ladies love to wear this one. I know I've seen and I've heard even ladies that have smelled it on me have mentioned how great it smells and have actually gone and bought the bottle themselves. And the reason why I think this one is perfect for summer, in the summertime when it's really hot outside, you don't want overwhelming fragrances. You do want that clean, fresh kind of a fragrance, and you want the fragrances just not to be loud. And there's a subtlety about this one. It's again, it's more like a skin scent, but I feel like compared to the Lalique White, this one is definitely a lot more skin scent-y. So you gotta like that kind of a fragrance. But in the end, it's very, very clean and soapy, and it's focusing on musk. It's a synthetic musk. So musk and some of the notes in here kind of go in the direction of clean and soapy. And I like that kind of a fragrance. In the summertime, when it's really hot outside, you sweat a lot. And to spray on these kind of like cleaner fragrances kind of like subconsciously make you feel like you've taken a shower. Does that make sense to you guys? Anyway, that's a perfect fragrance for me. For me, this is musky. It does smell musky. It reminds me a little bit of like the Body Shop musk, but it's actually just a cleaner version of that, whereas that one goes a little slightly animalic. This one just goes more soapy, as I said, the clean. But there's also sandalwood in here, so there's a softness to it, like a creaminess to it. Along with some tonka and some aromatic lavender. There is vetiver. For me, I get loads of vetiver with this one. And then there's throw in some jasmine and geranium, and you've got a great, great scent. I've heard a lot of people say that it doesn't perform. I get that, but it is also very, very inexpensive. And if you can get it for 100 ml for about 15 bucks, it's totally a winner for me. As I said, this is probably my favorite cheapie, and I love the way it smells. Anyway, that's the Body Shop White Musk for Men. There is a woman's version of the White Musk at the Body Shop, but I've never really smelled it. I've gone for this one and I've really enjoyed it. And as I said, ladies seem to like this one as well. So that again is the Body Shop White Musk for Men. Now this recent pickup in my cheapy fragrances haul video I did, whereas I said you guys had suggested these fragrances to me, and I picked up this one and I've been enjoying the way it smells. This is from a brand called FRANCK Olivier, and this is Sunrise Vetiver, this one right here. Now this one actually I feel like it's the most masculine out of all of the ones I'm talking about, but totally can be pulled off by women, especially if you like vetiver. I know some of my lady friends that I have guests on the videos here do love and enjoy vetiver, so this is a kind of fragrance they would enjoy. And it's 75 ml for $18 currently. And for me, this one, again, it's all about vetiver, but loads of citruses, lots and lots of citruses. So there's lots of vetiver here. There's loads of lemon. There's some bergamot. There's a little bit of what do you call it? Lemongrass. And lemongrass is, you know, a citric kind of smelling grassy note. I don't know if you guys ever have smelled it or actually eaten it in like Thai food or Vietnamese food or something. It's usually in the soups and things like that. And I just love the way it smells. Anyway, that's prominent here. There's also some iris, and there's a little bit of orange blossom, neroli type effect happening. So in the end, it's a very fresh and refreshing kind of a vetiver fragrance. And when I smell this one, there is a fizzy quality. There's almost like, you know how you've shaken up a little bit of like a can of Coke and you open it up and it kind of like fizzes and oozes over like that. It kind of reminds me a little bit of that when I'm wearing it. There's this like effervescent quality to it. I think it's just a combination of the notes and how they're working. But it smells great. It's a great, great vetiver. You do have that earthy vetiver, but it's kind of like glossed over with a lot of the citruses and all the other notes. So in the end, if you don't like vetiver because you think it's too earthy, dark, you know, kind of muddy and muted kind of smelling, just the way vetiver smells, then you might tend to, you might look into this one because, as I said, it's been kind of like glossed and it's like cleaned up. So you're still picking up the vetiver, but you're picking up a lot of the other notes that are balanced with it as well. I love this one. I'm surprised how great it is and how cheap it is, and it works great. As I wore this a little bit over this last heat wave we had, and I felt like the fragrance came alive. On me, it's working great. I haven't really worn it much else because I've got too many fragrances to wear, but I really love the way this one smells, and it smells expensive too. Anyway, Sunrise Vetiver from the house of Frank Olivier. This is a house that I don't know too much about, so if you guys have any recommendations for any others, let me know. And if you're curious to watch that haul video, I did pick up two fragrances from this house. Oud Vanille is another one that I had picked up as well. But let me know if there's any others that you recommend. Okay, so we're going to two more houses, and these are designer houses with two suggestions each. And I'm going to go with the Zara ones first, as I had discovered them blind recently, and I felt that they were great fragrances for the price point. Really, really inexpensive. This is Somewhere Nowhere, and I know a lot of you guys picked this one up recently, and this one was suggested retail 30 ml for $12.99, but Zara has been having a sale for $9.99. I've turned on many friends to this one also, you know, by suggesting, not necessarily meeting up with them, obviously, with the whole shelter in place. And a lot of them have said that they like what they got for the price. So it's a great scent for the price. And again, regular price is 30 ml for $12.99, but it's been on sale for $9.99. And there is a refill as well. It comes with a little pipe. It comes with a funnel, not a pipette, and you can just fill up the bottle with this one. So this is 120 ml juice for $15.99. So what's the deal with this one? It's a very clean scent. Again, it's very soapy and it's very musky, citric. It's citrus, lots of lemon, lots of magnolia, and lots of musk. It's not too complex, but a very clean smelling citrus floral fragrance. For me, the magnolia kind of emulates the smell of orange blossom or neroli a little bit, so I feel like they complement one another with the lemon, magnolia, musk. That's it. I love it. It smells great. And just when I, you know, sometimes when I'm at home, and as my fragrance collection is in the studio, I had to bring this here. I'm keeping this at home. So sometimes I just grab it and spray it because it's so inexpensive, and I don't mind just wasting away. Now this fragrance and the next one I'm going to talk to you about from Zara, they're not like overly complex and beefy fragrances. So if you're looking for like some beastly fragrances, this is not what you're going to you're not going to get it from these fragrances. But if you want a pleasant fragrance or scent to wear in the summertime, I think these are going to be perfect. So that is Somewhere Nowhere. And the other one I want to tell you about is Feels Like Summer. Once again, this is also $12.99 suggested retail, and it's on sale for $9.99. This one does not have a refill yet, like I showed you for this. But I'm sure they'll come out, because this one just came out like really recently. And here we have a little more complex fragrance as a smell. This one focuses on oranges, apricots, and sandalwood. It's a very juicy smell. The orange and the apricots together are very juicy, but you got that sandalwood, so there's a creaminess about it. Very soft. It goes on very soft, and I'm not sure I can call it clean, but I guess I would say clean. But it's a really pleasant combination of the notes. Two fruits, the citrus and the apricot, along with that woody sandalwood, and I think it should satisfy anyone that's into those kind of notes. It doesn't scream, I guess, slightly more feminine than this one, as this one actually is more like an eau de cologne, like, you know, 4711, things like that, in that style. This one maybe a slight bit more feminine because of the apricot note, but I don't think so. But you be the judge. But they're so inexpensive and such great looking fun bottles, so I feel like they'll be perfect for summertime. And again, the more complex smell is this one. I feel like this one is a lot more beefier. This one's more of a skin scent. It's musky, clean, as I said. So those are two from the house of Zara, and then two from the house of Banana Republic. I'm doing these ties. One that I really recommend from this house is 78 Vintage Green. This one's currently selling for a 75 ml bottle for $30. It was just under $30. And Neroli Woods. And this one's currently selling for $32, so it's a little more than $30. But both of these had testers available at FragranceNet, which I do have a link to FragranceNet in the info box. This one as a tester was selling for $26. This one as a tester was selling for $28. So in the end, they are under $30 for a 75 ml bottle. But I have gone to the Banana Republic outlet near where my mom lives many times, and I've seen them there for about $24. So they've gone way lower than what they're currently selling at the discount counters currently, but again, they're still around $30 each, and I think they're totally recommended and highly worth it. Suggested retail is about $48 for each. But let me tell you about 78 Vintage Green, because I feel like this is awesome for the smell, and it does really remind me, not really, but a little bit remind me of Hermès Un Jardin Méditerranée. So if you like that fragrance and you're looking for a less expensive alternative, this one might satisfy you. Again, this has notes of bergamot, tea, green notes, fig, mandarin, vetiver, musk. This one, again, as I said, it does remind me of that fragrance. It's a little different. There's a uniqueness about it. This one, I feel like the green notes in here are the leaves of the fig tree, but not as strong as other fig fragrances. If you're thinking of something like Philosophes or Premier Figuier from the house of L'Artisan and Diptyque, it's not smelling like that kind of a fig. It's more fruity and tea. The green notes do pop in a little bit though, but the fruitiness is what's really driving this fragrance along with the tea, and there's a comforting vibe about it. In the end, it's an overall green experience with slightly fruity touches and tea-like touches. Really, really great for summertime. And the Neroli woods, it's a great Neroli. There's Neroli, there's actually orange blossom, there's sandalwood in here, there's cedar, there's mandarin leaf note, like a Petitgrain, but more the leaf from the Mandarin tree, but really, really delicious. And again, this one's totally worth it. I feel like as a inexpensive, you know, fragrance that's in the Neroli and orange blossom genre, I think it's totally, totally worth it. And now a lot of you probably are recommending this one automotive brand to me all the time. If you have caught that video, I was not impressed with those fragrances, but I'm really, really loving the quality of these fragrances, and I love the price as well. Anyway, so from the Banana Republic, it's 78 Vintage Green and Neroli Woods. Those are great, great fragrances for under $30. Hopefully you guys will check out some of these fragrances and see if you like them. And again, I do like to do fragrance review videos on discounted or inexpensive fragrances. I just want to make sure that they're quality. They smell great. Not only do they smell great, which is the most important thing, but you know, they have some quality about them. Now, longevity might be an issue with some of you. Test it out. If you can go to a store and test it out, test it out. But some of them are so inexpensive that I feel like blind buys are definitely okay to do on these. Anyway, thanks so much for watching today's video. Let me know what you think about these fragrances. Have you tried them? Do you own them? Do you like them? Or do you hate them? And or if you've been eyeing these fragrances since you've been watching this channel, let me know. And also let me know your favorite fragrances that are under $30. You know, the $30 mark is a very, very tough mark. Of course, the Zara fragrances and a lot of Zara fragrances are under $30, but sometimes it's a little difficult to find fragrances that are under $30. Now, this is a brand, as I said, I do want to explore more. I do love this one. The fizzy quality of that vetiver and the citruses is really, really fabulous, and I want to explore that brand more. But let me know if you have any brands that you like that do have fragrances that are quality, that smell great, under $30. I don't really care about the performance much, but you guys do, because in the end, it's the smell that's most important. When you're obsessed with the way things smell, or some smells, it's basically what I'm always on the hunt for, the next great smell. And if it's under $30, even better. Anyway, thanks so much for watching today's video, guys. If you have any questions or comments, please do list below. Otherwise, please like this video, please share it, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.